Just checking to make sure that my tinfoil hat's on okay. Can you see it real good? Okay, just wanted to make sure. My name's Kim, and now that I've got your attention, I need to talk to you about something that's been bothering me. So, I've been around for a long time. I was, one of the ones who wasn't watching Ottawa. I was there. I was there when it was fun and it was a party and it was the best time of our lives. And I was also there staring in the face of an LRAD machine. They were kenneling us, and even if we haven't met some of our people in person yet, we have a bond for life because it's an experience that we actually lived. Didn't watch on live streams, didn't watch from the sidelines, but we're there. Okay? And made a lot of sacrifices in one way or another to be there. So having said that, there's many people that I follow very closely and over time have proven themselves through their words and their actions that align, by the way, that they are trustworthy, that they're transparent, that their heart is in the right place, and that they are doing this for the right reasons, no matter what it costs them. Whether it be financially, their job, their reputation, whether they've been criminally charged, or whether they've lost friends or family, or all of the above. They put their necks on the line for a cause that they firmly believe in, no matter what the cost. And up until a week ago, I've heard of Maverick news, but I didn't really know who they were. I've never really watched them, and the only thing that I ever heard about them was actually from the Freedom Convoy, that somebody who was, highly involved, shall we say, was affiliated with that particular party at one point in time and then walked away from it after they realized that their views don't align. But for full transparency's sake, I'm going to say that up until a week ago, I never really paid attention to them or knew who they were, to be honest. The reason I'm making this video is because I think things have gone too far. And because I am the type of person that I am, if I see something, I say something. And I think that's what anybody with a good moral compass would do. So I've been sitting quietly watching to see what's been going on, because the first I heard about this situation was from Ron Clark and Freedom George. And Freedom George, your video was hilarious, by the way. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that I don't even talk about. And I just watch people to see, how well they're following things, how thoroughly they do their research, to see if they know what they're talking about or if they have maybe an ulterior motive. And I believe somebody involved has an ulterior motive. And then let me explain to you why. So there has been some issues going back and forth since the announcement of this World Freedom Convoy or worldwide tour, unity tour, and I full-heartedly believe in it. I believe that if we don't stand up, that we are losing our rights by the day. They are passing bills in the night, and some people are okay with that, and it couldn't bother them one way or the other, and some of us feel an overwhelming sense of urgency to protect the ones that don't see it, because we do see what's coming and we don't like it. And we're trying to use our voices while we still have freedom of speech and still have some sort of resemblance of a democracy, which we all know to be a facade at this point. So I started paying attention because I watch Ron Clark's lives all the time. Great dude. Wears his heart on his sleeve. He's as true blue as they get. I'm totally the same way. If I don't like you, I'm going to say I don't like you, and I'm going to tell you why. And I don't care if you care or not. But I'm not fake, is the point that I'm trying to make. And what I can't stand is people who are fake, purposely causing division, have nothing positive to say, but have everything negative to say, and doesn't have or offer one viable, positive solution to try and get us out of the mess we're in. And then you have someone like Ron who has literally traveled around the country, and put himself in jeopardy at many costs. It's hard to be a leader, and he didn't even ask to be a leader. He just has that following because he has that personality that people want to follow, because he's not just one of these people who speak in an echo chamber. He's a man of his word. And that's important because we don't have that in any of our leadership. And I know some of you snowflakes aren't used to that. You're used to a leader who runs and hides for the hills. You know, jumps in his private jet and runs through his tunnels and goes to his cottage on the island, and the other one goes to the cottage on the frickin' out up north, you know, riding a snowmobile. Brap. But you know, this is what a true leader does: is they make solutions, and they have solutions instead of problems. Well, this guy named Rick from Maverick News has been unauthorized and unconsented, by the way, of using Ron Clark's footage, which is actually a violation, and you can get that video removed, and if it's monetized, it will be demonetized. You are allowed to use videos under fair use for the purpose of commentary, but you're not allowed to use their entire video without their consent and take things out of context and try and paint this movement in a negative light. If you paid attention to anything that was going on, then you would know that. But you have an agenda, and I'm beginning to think that you're a paid shill. And if I'm wrong, then you're just a really miserable person. You sound like you're hooked on phonics. You're very monotone. You speak so slow, like, oh my God, dude, get it together. And, you know, interestingly enough, you say that Ron's only in this for the money. So I went looking at your videos last night, and it's like, okay, well, the only videos that are getting the most views and the most comments are when you talk about Ron or the freedom movement and people involved, okay? Your other videos don't get many views. They don't get many comments. And I've seen this before. And you're riding on the coattails of Ron to get your platform bigger. Not gonna happen, bud. What's your solution, Rick? And, you know, the comment that you made in the video that you made the other day stating that you had death threats and that you had a dead animal left in your mailbox, I say bullshit. I say either you produce a police report or you show proof, because you didn't come out and say the words, but you were evading to the fact that it was either Ron or one of his followers that did that, and that offends me on a level that is so not fair. You're playing dirty, and I want to know why. I want to know what your agenda is. I came into your videos tonight, and tonight I had finally seen enough, and I started asking questions. And I didn't realize that you ran a very leftist side of a page, because instantly people were telling me to leave and this and that. And I was like, you know, I know you guys are not used to like people speaking up and being transparent and encouraging dialogue, and you're not used to leadership qualities who take it seriously and actually want to try and find solutions before the whole world goes in the shitter. And then, you know, when you got to the point about the natives and trying to create more anger and animosity when we're trying to create healing and togetherness and unity and strength, and this is what needs to happen and this is the way it needs to happen. Did you ever think that the native people are looking at Alberta right now and saying, you know what, we're standing for the same thing? Alberta is seeking sovereignty, and the native people also have sovereignty. And he brings up these cases, which he doesn't even say what province they're from. Do you realize that there's different laws in different provinces? Saskatchewan has Gladue principles. There's different types of, in Ontario, that they have their own courts for the natives. Everything is handled differently. And I really don't think you should just be looking up random pages on the internet and talking out your ass, because it makes you look worse than the people you're trying to talk about. So I suggest that you try and get your own platform, get a little bit more of a personality, because I didn't realize I was watching meditation videos watching you. It's very painful. It's like Chinese water torture, dude. Like, seriously, okay? I've seen this before on a larger scale with many thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, and I was right smack dab in the middle of it. Not by my choice, but that's how it happened. And I've seen it before, and I've had people come at me just like they did in your chat, and I don't care, because I've been called worse by better. I have no problem opening up a dialogue. I have no problem listening to reason. But when you are just straight up slandering somebody, defaming somebody, slamming a movement that... Are you jealous of Ron? Like, do you have a man crush on Ron? Like, what is your deal, bud? He's speaking for the voices of many of thousands of people. Look at his following and look at yours. Say no more. So stop creating this division. You're doing the exact same thing that we are trying to fight against, okay? We're trying to bring unity, and you're trying to create division, and I'm asking you, bud, what's your angle? What is your angle? Are you paid psyop? Are you a paid shill? Or are you just a man who wasn't hugged enough as a child? I'll leave the answer up to you. and I welcome your response. I did try to get your attention in your chat, but you conveniently ignored me and Mark Friesen, the other person in the chat who was willing to stand a reason. But I'm not going to let you bulldoze a movement or a person who has proven their intentions to be perfectly pure and true, when all yours have proven to be is questionable at best. And I think that you need to rethink your strategy, and quickly. Bye-bye. Peace out.